Chad, call me out on my craptastic music. Yes. Howdy, Mike. Glad to see you in today. Lyrically brilliant. It's like two words. But it doesn't get a copyright strike from anybody, so I'm going to continue to use it. What can I tell you? It's a little warm out here in Houston today. Howdy, Steph. How are you doing? Yes, did see that you're wanting Skip to come home. Skip, if you're watching, come home. Finish that job up and come home. So how are we doing today, folks? I'm having the greatest day ever. Howdy, Todd. Oh, you can't hear me? God, I hope y'all can hear me. Don't worry. I know y'all can hear the cicadas. Not my fault. Yes, I'm having the greatest day ever. I found out on Monday I'm going to be a grandfather. I'm going to be having a granddaughter. All right. Howdy, Paul. Glad to see you in today. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, it'll actually be the first time I will be a grand anything. And if you remember from previous conversations, I've said before, hey, I'm at that age now where being a grandfather is not going to be that bad of an idea. A couple days later, there it is. I'm going to be a grandfather. Pretty awesome. No, I am not expecting any cigars or nothing like that. We're not sending those to me. Remember, it's not actually my child. It's my son's child. But I do plan on getting a box of cigars and sending it to him. I know of some pretty good It's a Girl cigars. So it's official. We now have Briar Blues and the Pipe Nook as our two official YTPC pipe locations. There's probably a few more, but that's all right. Now, see, everybody says, oh, I should sugar and chocolate and caffeine them up and send them home. My granddaughter will live in San Antonio. Real difficult to just drop on in and give them all of that and send them home. 2.5 to 4 hour drive depending upon what side of Houston you're talking about. And from here it's right at 4 hours to San Antonio. It's only 200 miles from dead set center of Houston to dead set center of San Antonio, but my son in the Air Force actually lives on the far side of San Antonio, and of course I live on the far and south side of Houston, so there's a little bit of, you just can't pick up and run like that. But yes, I'm looking forward to October. Yay. Kind of crazy. It's hard to make thoughts all form, but that's okay. I was already kind of crazy, so it's good. So I'm looking forward to where the Pipe Nook is going, being that it is now the full-time job of Eddie Gray. I'm getting a little worried about Mike finishing up his house, though, just in case he decides to quit doing the Briar Blues thing. Did y'all see a simple little 3-minute video earlier today? Somebody says a bearded fellow out in San Jose is going to pay, and that Escudo has no worries about being replaced. I'm going to tell you right now, I was in tears laughing about that. That was hilarious. If you missed it, you need to check out the Briar Blues channel a little more often, because there's more content than just his Thursday nights. Howdy Crosby, and howdy Nick, and Jeff, Piper on the 45, howdy and hello. Also, Ganjawana, howdy sir. Might check that out after the paint dries. Well, you better put the hair dryer on it and get that sucker dried. Howdy Mark, glad to see you in today. Now normally, yes, we would be watching Flat Cap and Lady Fire popping a 10. But with all of their excellent work that went into the Pipe Week show, I offered, and they accepted, that they felt that they should get a little bit of time off, because let's be honest, they put together a sing and dance number. They put together a 1-hour live red carpet event. They got everything together and made it mesh really well. Premium shows. Premium shows. This is not a premium. This is just a fill-in. I'm enjoying that y'all are here with me because, well, as part of my family, my friends and family, that is, I really do intend and enjoy to spend this time with y'all. Howdy, Scott. Glad to see you in today. Right. Couple of dozen changes of clothes. Probably got to run over to the dry cleaner and get all that fixed. So, being the guy who fills in, I offer, mostly because I don't want people thinking, hey, these guys, where have they been for 3 weeks? Here it is, their regular spot. This is the 3rd week in a row they've missed. No, it's not that. They spent 2.5 weeks putting this together. They filled in for Cane Rod. They want a little vacation from doing their normal show. I can understand that. It's it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. A show with a production value. And who's still not humming in their head somewhere? This is Pipe Week, or something to that effect. Don't ask me to sing that song. Oh yes, Phil Zen. That's just one of my many, many type of things, along with Wild Tangent and Voodoo. Because we all know, I like to remind people, I am the Voodoo Review still. So how have y'all been doing? Feels like a month since I've seen y'all last, even though I know it's just a couple of days. Obviously, my time was, and my brain power was, well, completely destroyed by being told, hey, I'm going to be a grandfather. Yeah, I'm freaking out about it. It's pretty awesome. My son knows how to take batteries out. I've promised him I'm not going to do any noisy toys. Osio! Howdy, Steve. Howdy, Miss Kathy. How are y'all? Scott, yeah, the heat is getting up there pretty weirdly this year. Luckily, it's been raining here today. It's clouded up. It's not great, but it's pretty nice right now. Ooh, that sounds pretty fun. You're gonna have to let us know how you like that blend, Todd. That's and well, you know, if it comes from Australia, it's either something you've never heard of, can't get, or it's Stonehaven. Hey, Mike, don't worry. I am listening to your advice about being careful about what I say on live streams. I don't care. Ah, so let's see. What do we got going on this week? Coming up this week, let's go ahead and do a quick rundown. We'll have another live stream right after this. That's going to be the Nashville Mafia. I'm pretty sure y'all all knew that already. If you haven't been if you haven't been attending the Nashville Mafia programming, you really kind of have been missing out, and you'll kick yourself later. Because let's just be honest, it's one of those shows that you're really, really going to end up enjoying. Hey, if you're here, you're going to like the Nashville Mafia. That's pretty much guaranteed. And then tomorrow, I'll be running a tailgate for Mike's channel, of course. And then Mike, unless something has come up that I don't know about, he's intending on doing his normal live stream. Always a great time there. Lots of information, some craziness. Chances of it going off the rail, pretty much 100%. Then we move into Friday. Of course, Hey, I'm going to tailgate again. I do 3 or 4 of these a week now, when I can. And then, so right after my tailgate is, of course, Chad. Now, we've got a little bit of a change up, though. Following directly after Chad will be Jay Mouton. Now, anybody who's not been paying attention, it's going to be on Jay Mouton's channel, but it's going to be directly in the same time spot as what Cane Rod would normally do. Now, if you haven't been paying attention to auctions previously, I would suggest putting a couple of bucks aside and being prepared to outbid some very interested bidders. If it goes the way the last Jay Mouton auction went, none of y'all have a chance. Nobody's got a chance at all. It'll go to Arminian Piper, and then he will send those pipes out to somebody. But if he somehow has missed that this is happening, y'all be prepared, because those pipes are well worth it. I personally would like to have one, don't have the cash right now. But I will make sure people know about it ahead of time. And by the way, howdy Jay. Glad to see you in here. Now, if y'all have not been paying attention to Jay Mouton Pipes, Jay, is it Pipes and Cigars that is carrying your brand? I'm pretty sure it's Pipes and Cigars. So Jay, when you go onto YouTube, if you, as the original host, if you will click on anybody who's in there, and then it'll give you a drop down box, and then you can just select moderator. Sorry, it's Tobacco Pipes. It's not Pipes and Cigars. Tobacco Pipes. Yes. Okay, so if you've never seen a Jay Mouton pipe before, I'm pretty sure you've been living under a rock for the last 3 years. Some of the things that he's been doing with pipes is absolutely beautiful. Yes, sir, during the stream. Once you start a live stream, if you will click on Paul or like any of the names that you would want as a moderator, and that'll at least let you have an extra set of eyes on who's doing the bidding, and just in case there's any trolls, they can take care of that without you having to say much of anything at all. And of course, they will get supplied with a blue name tag and a wrench, similar to what you're seeing on my screen. It's always a good thing to have, because it seems like lately the trolls have been, well, out of school. Pretty sure we know where they're from. Jay, don't worry about it. We're here for you, brother. Just like everybody's here for me, And everybody's here for Chad and Mike. I mean, this community, we are actually here for each other. Seems like we do a much better job of this than a lot of the other communities, but can't help but enjoy the fact that we do take such good care of each other. By the way, bowl call. Y'all better be ready because it's coming up. Tonight I'm smoking a Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman Bent with some Sutliff creamy butterscotch. Nowhere near done with the bag yet. Paul the Piper smoking some Brown Twist. Uh-oh, OJK in the cob, the carbon cob for Mike, of course. And Mike, of course, is not smoking OJK in a cob. You gotta go see that video. It's on Mike's channel. It's hilarious. Ooh, a cutty that Jay made with Peter Heinrich's Golden Sliced. Very nice, sir. Carter Hall in a poker cob. Very nice, Steve. A stacked Kindle and dark haunted bookshop in a stacked Kindle dark and haunted bookshop. Right, I call it pipe lasagna, but that's because I put it in there in layers. But I understand. In a Calabrese, nice. Oh, nice. Old Joe Krantz. So Old Joe Krantz is by far the leading smoke of this evening, obviously. I really don't think Mike enjoys corn cobs. Mostly because he's said before, he doesn't enjoy corn cobs. All right, Mr. Freeze is Captain Black Royal in a Meerschaum. So I'm thinking one of my next pipes, I'm going to have to figure out a way to make a chunk of briar look like a corn cob so I can send it to Mike so he can have a fake cob. Uh-oh. How's it going, Odie? All right. Grilling burgers and some Johnsonville sausage. McBarenbold, Kentucky. And, of course, some Blantons. Very nice. Oh, Mike's saying he doesn't want a fake corn cob. I figure if I can make it out of briar and make it super light, Mike might have to change his mind. It seems like I know what his address is. He sent me something once. How many of y'all want to bet that it was a crap ton of peanuts? Sorry, Mike. Might have to pick on you. I could probably make that happen, though. If it'll ever stop raining so I can actually get out here and work. It's part of my problem. This being Houston, it's going to be hot at best. Just got done smoking a pipe tobacco cigar. Okay. Todd, I'm hoping that that would be a La Routan by Drew Estates. Which is the closest I'm going to ever enjoy a cigar that is made with pipe tobacco. They tell me that there's something called the White Owl. I'm fairly certain that's better laced with some green tobacco. One of our friends from Nebraska probably knows way too much about that. Mike sent you a watch? Very cool. And yes, Mark, Mike, for whatever reason, went crazy because somebody told him that they would pay to see Mike smoking Old Joe Krantz in a cob. I think Mike's kind of like me. He'll look at a challenge and go, I can do that. Challenge accepted. Y'all just remember, Mike is not doing the Death Nuts challenge because, well, it clearly states on the Death Nut challenge that this is not for the elderly or people with pre-existing medical conditions. And Mike's got a bum shoulder. I figure that's pre-existing medical condition. So, 2 strikes. Take a few days to get the ghost off your teeth. Jay, yeah, I'm right there with you as far as the pipe tobaccos go. Hey, something I probably don't like, but hold my beer, I can do it. Large soup spoon. Come on now, Paul. Oh, Gamecock says he has finally gotten his supply of Death Nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our second YTPC member that says, I can handle the spice. Gamecock, I'm going to make a suggestion. 1, make sure that you are not lactose intolerant. You're going to want some sort of a dairy product. 2, hot coffee. Hot coffee will help dilute it down once it gets to be just too much. And 3, best of luck to you, sir. My head turned redder than these bricks. And those that were here to see it live, well, I think they sort of maybe kind of enjoyed it. It was, for a while, my highest watched video of all time. Oh, that sounds excellent there, Steve. I realize if you've got to run, don't worry about trying to stay here. Family first. And like I said, I'll be welcoming my first ever grandchild to this world at sometime in October, so I'm really excited about it. Well, Gamecock, I've done the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Challenge. That's not that big of a deal. I've done the Four Horsemen burger from out there in San Antonio. Also not that big of a deal. I thought I was full on capable of handling death nuts. I was not. Paul, it was not my blood pressure. No, actually, the shivering and shaking was the fact that my body was still coping with heat, weirdly enough. And yeah, death nuts does sound pretty strange there, Jay. I agree. Howdy, Raphael. Glad to see you in today. How's your vacation going, by the way? Glad I could be assistant. Oh, Swisher Sweet, come on now. That's a gas station cigar. Todd, I'm going to learn you better about cigars around here, sir. I swear I will. Yeah, it could be the Kung Fu grip on the wrong spots there, Chad. But Gamecock, I swear, I'm going to watch the video if you're making it a video. Don't try to do it live unless you're just really brave, because people will keep egging you on. Go a little farther. Just going to tell you, it was brutal, sir. Good luck. And I'm cheering for you. I want you to actually succeed where I did not. But don't feel bad if you get to that point where you just have to say, that's hot enough, I'm good. Howdy, Jim. How's you going, sir? Oh, yes, the Trinidad Scorpion cooked up into chili. Yes, awesome stuff. My nose will be running like crazy, but I'll enjoy every mouthful. Ah, I didn't know Jim was away. Now, of course, we are being fully prepared, looking forward to the Nashville Mafia. They're about 20-ish minutes out, according to normal timing. Ah, okay. I haven't left the house in over a year, except for to do the little bit of stuff that keeps a house like this running. My wife and my mother-in-law both have asthma, so it's not good for them to be out in this kind of stuff. Have not seen it yet, Flat Cap, but I will give it a look. Oh, that's right. Nashville Mafia does start around 7:30. Well, I will make sure that we keep it rolling until then. Not a problem, Jay. Have a good one. Remember, if it's longer than, call it 45 minutes, you probably should just go ahead and start looking for the Nashville Mafia. That's going to be on the Volunteer Piper. Yes, the Volunteer Piper. That's his channel name. Take care and enjoy that dinner. And know that we're looking forward to your Friday show. One pipe, one blend from 30 days from July. Oh, see, no, I can't do that. I rotate my pipes. Odie, I used to do that pretty much on a regular basis, working as an electrician. If the electricity's out, you know there's no such thing as air conditioning, so it's just hot. Todd, there are some reasonably priced cigars, and I can help you out, sir. I promise. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. Unless my son is happier than me or his wife is happier than me, I can't imagine anybody who's happier on the planet right now. Just can't do it. It's awesome. I'm just glad that they decided to, start their family growing this way a bit before I got too old to actually be able to play with grandchildren. Trust me on this. They're going to remember if you could actually get down on the floor with them and crawl around and play. I want that memory to be there before I get too old for it to happen. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I'm not sure how big the club is, but I guess it's going to be one bigger in October. And hopefully it's just one. Twins do run in my family. Of course, that's normally decided on the mother's side, not the father's side, so I mean, be okay. Yeah, lightning could definitely stop somebody who works outdoors. kind of a little bit scary to start swinging metal tools around while God is trying to call you home that way, isn't it? Chad, I understand that completely. Yeah, getting down is the easy part. Getting back up is the difficult part. But I want to be able to do the getting back up part too without having to have the kids say, "I'll get you up, you old motherfucker." That should be true, Steph. Should be. That if they already know it's a girl, they should already know if it's twins. But my mom worked for an OB-GYN, and she said there are some cases where the second child has found a way to hide during the ultrasounds. And if you're not looking for two, if the heartbeats are exactly at the same spot, you're not looking for two, so you don't look for two. And it's military doctors. Sometimes they decide to do a thorough job, and sometimes it's just one of those whip, 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 done. Okay, we're out of here. Bye. Talk to you later. Yeah, Caddyshack will definitely change your idea on whether you want to play around with lightning. I agree with that. Everybody says I should spoil my granddaughter. Everybody. Oh, I'm going to. Just trust me, I'm going to. But it will not be one of those sending her home for the parents. It's just too far of a distance to just say, oh, well, I'm going to send you home to your parents now. Houston and San Antonio. But yes, figure I'm going to be having a great time, and y'all might see a little less of me because I figure if I'm going to go get to hang out with my granddaughter, and I might end up missing a couple of my normal live shows. That would possibly be the weekend type editions because I do I do intend on trying to spend a little bit of time with my granddaughter. Is what it is. Steph, you can't be sleepy yet. There's still the whole Nashville Mafia show. You at least got to attend a little bit of that. Actually, I think I saw in the video that Mike did retrohale one shot of it right before he said Escudo has nothing to worry about. Damn. Jim's putting the extra spicy sauce on there tonight. Y'all be ready. Y'all be warned. So, yeah, Mike is not a Burley fan. Good to know. Yeah, Jim likes Burley because it reminds him of Turkish and American blends in a white paper tube. I'm curious as to which part of the tiger it was, too. Is the one wood? Yes, the one wood. That would have made it the tiger wood. I'm looking forward to not being on the butterscotch anymore. By the way, Jim, are you brewing anything lately? If so, what have you been brewing? Yes, Chad, I agree with you. Tiger's Wood did get around, especially at Perkins. No problem, Jim. Just we don't talk quite as often as I probably should make time for. Howdy, Sharon. Sorry, I might have missed when you came in. Sorry about that. Didn't know you had twin boys. Yeah, that could definitely be difficult. Luckily, I as Steph pointed out, they probably are not having twins, but well, Jim, did you tell them pull my finger? While in an enclosed car? Sentencing someone to the gas chamber, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the frescas. For that matter, I stay away from most sodas. This is just plain water. Too much salt. Not so good for the kidney stones. I don't want to ever have to go there again. Odie, we're here for the fun of it. Gambling at Bushwood. Oh, nope. So far, still no Nashville Mafia up. But it does look like London Calling with Simon is up. Just in case anybody wants to see him working on a pipe. I'm not stingy. I'll let you know there's other shows out there. Somebody has been watching Dazed and Confused a bit too often. I think that somebody's name is Jim. You know that show's about Huntsville, right up the road from here, right? Mr. Freeze, I'm not sure there's enough coffee to go around to be watching Dazed and Confused and something else. But if you've had that much coffee, I'm going to say, well, all right, all right, all right. Oh, yeah. And for anybody who wants to say, "Oh, wait, that wasn't about Huntsville, Texas," watch it again and listen to him say, "We went down to Houston to go get Aerosmith tickets." Pretty much there's only two places at that point in time north of Houston that would have been going down to Houston. It was not about any small town. In fact, there's also a place in Huntsville called the Moon Tower. Still there, just a radio tower. Been there. Drank beer, got the t-shirt. Actually, I didn't get the t-shirt. I wouldn't be surprised if it was filmed in Austin. As far as initiated, that never happened to me. Probably because people knew I was quite a bit meaner than they really wanted to mess with. Ugh. Steph, what's not to love? It's Texas. Don't worry, y'all. Those of us who live in Texas just don't have the same respect for any other state that doesn't start with Tex and end in S. Jim, the other thing, if it's actually hurting, soak it in cider. If you can soak it in cider, it shouldn't hurt when you pull it back out. War Games? Matthew Broderick? And some other girl that I don't remember her name. Some strange reason I only remember the name of Matthew Broderick from that movie. Odie, we definitely did something very similar to that. Except for we would take the kegs down to the beach. Because from where I live, you could load up 5 kegs in the back of a truck, ice down the bed of the truck, drive right out there onto the beach. Just make sure that there's somebody that knows how to take the money before they start going around to the back of the truck to get fill-ups. Allie Sheedy. I'll take your word. Seems like a very sheedy name. I seem to remember that movie too. It's not fair. Maybe she just had psoriasis. My area is being invaded by a big fluffy cat. Del Rio, good Lord. Well, that's because you got a little bit of taste there, Jim. Scott, I'm right there with you, brother. Paying rent. Abilene. Ah, you were out there by that B2 base, huh? Yes, I know what goes on in Abilene, Texas. At least Air Force wise. I was born in a little Navy base that has since been pretty much removed from the planet. Probably less than 10 miles from where Chad lives now. I believe Chad is trying to be a jerk. Don't trust Whitey. Somewhere on Highway 41, yeah, probably. Y'all know more about music than I do, though. God, there's a song I actually knew. Well, I'm willing to bet that Jay Mouton could say that he was born on the bayou. Howdy, Boris. Huva ilta, Boris. Of course, howdy, Dave. How are you doing, sir? Dave is trying to stay away from music as of late. What's the fox say? Oh my goodness. So does anybody have anything they need mentioned, talked about? Damn, Horatio. Yeah, damn, that was funny. Anybody who can make Dave sing the What's the Fox Say song is... So is anybody following along as the Montreal Canadiens got whooped in game one? Looks like it might be Tampa Bay's year. Scott, I'm right there with you. First time I heard of that song, I was like, well, if you haven't actually heard what a fox sounds like, it's a little strange. Well, you can't count the Canadians out in the game of hockey. At least, not yet. Yeah, I guess kind of like babies crying, yeah. And cougars, they sound like women screaming. Like a blood curdling scream. Jim, just about any guy ever wants to at least be able to say, yes, they did. I'll say it, yeah, I did. Cougar's just an older woman, right? Well, Holly's older than me by 4 months. So. She said she's also looking forward to having some sort of little one every once in a while, call her some sort of a grandmotherly nickname. So here in my family, we're kind of stoked. Hug Steph, you be careful. Uh, Go ahead and catch a what does Phil say? He calls them a geezer nap. Catch a geezer nap, and we'll see you here in about 20 minutes. My cat has found a spot to lay down. I think he's waiting for squirrels. Oh. Oh, that's right. Mike has let on that the Briar Blues Pipe of the Year is coming along quite nicely now. So y'all might want to ask him some questions about that tomorrow night. Oh, the baby's due in October. Not a specific October date yet. Of course, like most military, they just kind of say, let's give it a month. It's supposed to be in there. But if I do the math right, I would say probably right around the first part of October. Because my son was overseas and came home, and about approximately 9 months later, and you see how that works. women folk do kind of like their men folk at home. Howdy, Jeff. Yeah, that would be crazy, right? If the Briar Blues Pipe of the Year was a Costello Cobb. Each one comes complete with a small supply of Old Joe Krantz. I'm willing to bet Mike's wanting to shoot me right now. He will release the Canadian Kraken. It's not my fault, Mike. Microphone week doesn't happen. Yes, I saw exactly what he did to Charlie. I'm just trying to cover my bases and not let a hurricane show up. Eight grandkids and 9 great grandkids? Good Lord, Steve. Well, I'm hoping that my son decides that he's going to stop with 2. But if he wants to go for more, I mean, that's great. It just starts to become well, money planning. That's really where it starts to be a little worrisome. Mike's not evil. Howdy, Jose. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? And from my end, because I know what's coming, muy bien, amigo. Gracias. Yeah, Scott, that's part of the problem. They just got their first house, um, and I don't want them to be so money strapped by having kids that it becomes a situation where it's bad. I'm hoping he took a page out of my book and says, "Hey, you know what? Let's just go far enough that we've got a family without having to go crazy with it." Of course, pages from my book are really, really horrible reads, honestly. Scott, I'm pretty certain that there's not a person on the planet happier than me about it. I've been leaving little hints saying, hey, I wouldn't mind being a grandfather at some point. So he knows I'm really, really freaking excited about it. Gonna have to pick up the knitting needles again and knit a hat for that kid, though. Ah, Jose, I'm gonna be a grandfather somewhere in October. I got the news on Monday. And my son was smart enough that he didn't like just blow it out there for the whole world to see. He waited until they definitely had a more accurate due date, and they could say whether it was a girl or a boy. And it's going to be a granddaughter, so but I am going to be really, really worried about her first boyfriend. That kid is going to play hell. Steve, you rode bulls, brother. Something tells me you've got enough scary moments inside of 8 seconds to fill up a very large book. Yeah, I don't know what the actual. Because I've told my son, look, I'm not picking the grandfather name, so if it's grandpa or if it's some kind of colloquialism type thing that means grandfather, or just some sort of utterance that my granddaughter makes when she sees me, well, that's fine. But yeah, so whatever it is, I'm gonna be completely cool with it. I could be P-Pap, Pap, Pops. It could be anything. I don't care. As far as the box of stogies, already planned. And, well, it'll be on an Air Force base, so I'm not ripping down government property. Especially being that my son's job as security forces will probably be to whoop my ass. I don't want my granddaughter's first day alive to be, well, your grandfather whooped the crap out of your dad. Damn it. It's just not going to happen. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you, Jose. Yeah, I'm severely going to be enjoying the hell out of it. There will be enough spoiling, but it won't be the spoil, and send them home because, well, I'll probably have to go there to see her. That's okay. They've already said, anytime you want to come on down or come over, come on. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Gracias, Raphael. I appreciate that. Well, this pipe is cashed. But I'm going to be reloading it. Vupa. Abuelito. No, I'm too big to be abuelito. But like I told my son, I'm just I was hoping that it would happen soon enough that I wouldn't be too old to play with my own grandchildren. Uh, yes, I am fairly certain that I do have at least 3 shops in the Houston area that do sell J.C. Newman American cigars. Um, but I'm probably going for the Alec Bradley It's a Girl. I've had those before, and they're actually decent cigars. About 250 miles one way, Jose. So it's not going to be one of those where I can just pick up my granddaughter and spoil the hell out of her and send her home. But it's very likely that there will be times where I drive that far and I do spend some. Can't get the American locally in Las Vegas. Okay, well, I will start giving that a look and see what I can do about finding you some and let you know what the prices are on those. Plus, I know that if you're looking at getting a box, my buddy that is the manager at the shop right here by the house, he would he would definitely not have a problem shipping if you're looking at getting a box of them. Pretty much for cigars though, if you're looking at getting anything less than a box, getting them shipped is always a little bit leery. Because if you're trying to get a box, you know, they've got a nice hard pack, so they ship well. Whereas if you're just looking at getting 3 or 4, you got possibilities that they get all jacked up in the in shipping. Just some of the things I know specifically about cigars. Scott, actually the Alec Bradley It's a Boy and It's a Girl cigars are really good. The shop that I go to on a regular basis, they don't carry them specifically, but if they have somebody order them, such as I probably will, then they'll get more than one box, just because when they get them in, they can get them wholesale if they get more than one. And it's not always the easiest one on the market to sell, the It's a Girl or It's a Boy, because people are always headed to New Mexico. Oh, no, headed to Nashville Mafia. Is it time? Is it time? I'm guessing it might be time. Yes, it looks as if 9 people are watching and the Nashville Mafia has their music on now. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been so much fun having y'all in today. Great that I could share my great news with y'all. So much fun. Y'all take care and let's go see the Nashville Mafia and, well, you know, as per always. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Let's do the best we can on that. It's always something that we need to work with. And as per always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Raphael, not a problem. It's how we roll around here. If you need another vacation, just let me know, and I'll be glad to make sure that it happens. And any of y'all who are going to be missing for various different pipe shows, I will help to fill in as much as I can. Obviously, I'm not going to be attending one unless it's the Texas one, and that's up in Fort Worth. So y'all take care, and I will see you soon in just a couple of minutes over on the Nashville Mafia show. Remember, that's the Volunteer Piper channel. Talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good one.